Hey guys, this is Odd1 Gaming. This is going to be another King Arthur Legends Rise video. In today's video, we're going to talk about a few things that you might have missed while playing the game, and I personally missed them myself, so I'm just going to tell you the list of there's 7 things that I've seen that they're not as obvious, or you might not think about to do daily, or something that, some other things that you might have forgotten after you've done them the first time. So I'm going to tell you this list that I found out, but if there is anything else that you think that I missed from this list that maybe again it's not as obvious, or you personally forgot it and I'm not mentioning it, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm gonna make an updated list in the future if there's gonna be a lot more things that we need to talk about. Now do keep in mind I don't have absolutely every single area of the game open yet. I think this is the last thing that I need to open, the last dungeon when it comes to gear dungeons, but apart from that, I think I just pretty much have everything else. So I guess let's jump into it. So number 1 is gonna be something that you might have noticed, but maybe you didn't, and that's gonna be regarding your stamina. Okay, so the way the stamina works, obviously you farm it, use it, it regenerates at every 5 minutes you generate 1 stamina point. However, you might have noticed that when you level up, it just gets you full stamina. So pretty much the way that this happens is it does not matter how much stamina you have, it gets you to the 160 cap after you level up. However, if you are overflowing on stamina, there's nothing, right? Nothing changes, so, that could affect you. That means you should be really efficient with your stamina. Always try to keep an eye out over here on your leveling and be like, okay, am I gonna level up or not? And if you are, I guess try to do the last run on the highest difficulty possible and do those triple runs, right? So I know I've done this mistake, and I used like a full refill, or like I bought one and then I hit level up, so I pretty much wasted those crystals that I use for stamina, or the stamina refill. So always keep an eye out on your stamina levels and on your level over here, so that you try to be as efficient with it as possible. Now, number 2, and this is something that I left there on purpose, and this is something that actually my wife, Susie Plays, has pointed out to me, but that's going to be regarding the achievements, right? The achievements are a little bit quirky, at least some of these, because they're not retroactive, right? So I'll give an example. It says over here I have an achievement, clear plane of beasts, floor 5. I'm already on floor 8, right? But in order to advance through these ones and keep getting yourself the rewards from here, and obviously the XP that's associated, that keeps leveling up over here as you see behind me and keeps giving us these rewards, in order to do that, you pretty much have to go, for example, let's say I go and do burning level 3. If I don't collect it, then I go to do number 4, it's not gonna count. So you have to go and do them one by one. I go clear 3, then I collect it, then I go clear 4, and so on. Up until we get to the point, at least of the, the higher level dungeons where we don't advance as quickly, then that one should be easier to remember. However, with the lower levels, you might be like me, floor 3, floor 2, even though I'm like 6 or 4 on these ones. So definitely keep an eye out on these and make them in the right order, and also just do one run, right? If it's lower levels, you don't have to do 3 of them. Now, the next one is going to be something that, again, it might be obvious for people that played these different types of games that has this kind of a bar, but I guess let me show you exactly what I mean. So I guess let me go and do this run on stage 3. Let me start the battle, and what I'm talking about is going to be the Vigor, right? I did not know the fact that the Vigor is shared, right? I did not know it. I thought each individual one has their own Vigor, but this is the bar of everybody. So as an example, if I use the 3rd skill that uses 3 Vigor, it drops 3 Vigor, and then I have 2. Now Tristan got a turn. Every time somebody gets a turn, you get 1 Vigor. However, if you have a Vigor set, you get 2 Vigor. So you saw Tristan got a turn, and then I still have 3 Vigor, 2 from leftover plus 1 getting a turn. Use his 3rd skill that uses 3 Vigor, and then I think my Sarah's gonna get a turn, but because she has a Vigor set, you're gonna see I get 2 Vigor, right? So I'll give an example. I'll use the A1, I get an extra Vigor. Now when my Anguish gets a turn, again, I have a Vigor set, I'm back to 5, right? I was doing this and I'm like, you know what, he had 2 Vigor, then when it came back to his turn, I'm like, he should have 3. Why does he not have 3 anymore? Well, it's because, like I mentioned, the Vigor is shared, right? The whole bar of 5 is among everybody, they don't have it individually. Like I mentioned, so some people might be, well, this is obvious. For me, it wasn't, because I haven't played games like, I think it was Honkai Star Rail that has it like that, so obviously they don't know it, and You know what? It was mind-blowing for me. It might be the same for you. Now, let's move over to number 4. Okay, number 4 is going to be about the battle as well, which this is something that somebody from the comments pointed out to me, because again, I'm still learning this game, right? I'm not as experienced. Everything that I'm learning, I'm sharing with you guys. So another thing that's really important and it's kind of game-changing is when you're in a fight, switching the camera level, the camera angles, right? Because if we look at this, let me just show you, the way that I used to do it is I would have camera 1. And when you are in camera 1, you see that you see all of these animations, right? Everybody, it gives you all of these animations. I guess this is cool, and this is how you start with and you look at for the first few times. But if you get to the point where you're like, you know what, I've seen it enough and you want to make it faster, just switch to camera 2, right? Switching to camera 2 cancels some of those animations, and obviously it's going to make it far more faster for you to farm during this period, right? Because, you know, canceling all those animations is a few seconds every time, or, you know, it can be up to minutes if it's a longer fight. So definitely look at the camera angle and switch it to number 2 if you don't want to see those animations every single time. Now let's move over to number 5, and this one blew my mind because, well, I kind of lost on resources, and that's gonna be the Forbidden Dungeon, right? If you go to the restricted area, we go to Forbidden Dungeon, we see that we have 5 tickets, right? Every time you kill your stage, uses 1 ticket, and every stage that is a multiplier of 5, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and so on, you're gonna see, let me see if I can see 25, yep, 20, every 5 stages, it gives you 5 more Forbidden Dungeon tickets. Obviously, you're gonna farm this, you're gonna push it up until the point where you're like, okay, I'm stuck, and then it is what it is, I'm gonna come back and push it further when I advance my people. However, one thing that I did now realize, which again, might be obvious for you, but I didn't really think about it, is the fact that you get 5 of these every single day, and you can auto clear the higher stage, right? I can just click like this, I can go 5, it's gonna give me the equivalent resources for doing 5 stages. I did not realize that, right? I just thought, well, I'm pushing it, I use a ticket and so on. I did not know that, you know, or I didn't look at it to see the obvious thing that says over here, auto clear. So I just left it for like 2-3 days and then came back to push it. And then again, we're like, wait a second, we can auto clear, we can get the resources. Don't forget about that, right? Okay, let's move over to number 6. Number 6 is another one of those that's not as obvious, you know, there's no specific red dot on the thing itself, or there's no easy way to remember unless, you know, you do it a couple days in a row and then you remember it. But when we go to the Mage Tower, we do have the Alchemy over here, right? Alchemy has, when you go to daily perks, some daily perks. Basically, you do swap ups on lower level stuff into higher level. So this one, for example, uses 5 of the common mana orb, which is not the best, and it gives us a chest that will give us between 10 and 50,000 gold. It's worth it. You spend 100, you get 10 to 50,000. Considering the gold is a problem in this game, this is really helpful. But not only that, if you look at this one, the exchange for the XP potions, it uses the lower level one, which you get from the fountain, right? Or when you're farming. Basically, this exchange, you get, again, daily perks have the limit of 20. Use 20,000 gold and exchanges from the lower level one into like either uncommon, legendary, whatever you have in there. Now, I did not know if this was worth it or not, and I pretty much went and looked at it, because if we click on it, it doesn't say how much it gives, right? It doesn't say it. It's not as obvious. It's not as you know, in your face, like this is how much it gets. Well, the thing is like this. There are 5 levels of potions. The lowest one, which is this one, gives us 50. The uncommon ones give us 100. The rare, I think rare is the next one. Let me just look. Let me just go to a hero. Try and throw some potions into them and just read it. Let me see. Level up. Okay, so the first one is the uncommon. Wait, why is it doing like that? I want to see what it's called. Come on. Why does it not show me? If I hold like that, it just uses more. Let me see if I can go in my inbox, maybe. That might be easier. Okay, this might be easier. Okay, so the smallest one is small XP potion. Okay, the next one is the common one. Then we have uncommon, and then we have legendary. With each one of these, give you a certain amount of XP. And like I said, this one gives us 50. This one gives us 100. Then there's the rare one, which I don't have one right now. The one that's obviously blue. Sorry, the uncommon one first. This one gives us 200. The rare one gives us 2,000. And then the legendary one gives us 5,000. How do I know this? Well, I went to my champion. I clicked one at a time and I saw how much XP I gained. That's why I learned. But when we're talking about the alchemy, doing the change of this one daily, this is basically gives you 5 times of what it normally was, right? So 5 of these ones transformed into an uncommon one would be only 250, but then this one gives you a lot more, right? It's 5 times better to do it this way. That's why it has a limit. And I've not specifically checked, but I'm pretty sure it's the same principle with the relic breath, right? With the potions that we use for the upgrading the relics. I'm quite sure it's the same. You pretty much get 5 times the value of that one. So that's the alchemy. And now I guess the last one, which again, this one might not be as obvious, or it might be, but when it comes to arena, you want to do arena as much as you can, because, well, first of all, first thing that you might have missed is there's no arena currency, right? You can do as many arena fights as you want, and you're just going to keep advancing as much as you can in the rankings. Now, the two things, the other two things is the daily ranking and the season ranking, right? Daily ranking, obviously, you're put every day in a group of 50 people. They can be, you know, a lot better or a lot lower level. This one gives you rewards basically every single day, depending on how much you play. So as example, I currently have 11 points today. If I go ahead and do a fight, you're going to see lots of these level 21 heroes only teams. That's level 7 account. These are pretty much bot accounts, right? As far as I realize, they're all bot accounts because sometimes they have faster speed, and then I'm surprised why is that the case, because, well, they are you know, they shouldn't be like that because they're level 7, right? I have better gear. But you saw I got myself some points. The points that you see over here are for the total rankings. However, my daily ones, you're gonna see that they went up by 3, 4, or 5. So I went up to 16. Now, basically, every day, depending on how you rank, you're going to get rewards. You can see over here the list. You have to be between 1 and 50, which obviously that's the whole group. So as much as you push every day, that's going to give you the currency, which obviously you're going to want to get as much as you can because the shop in here is pretty amazing. Then the second thing is the season ranking. Well, seasons, if I saw correctly, these are, you can see over there behind me, they reset every single week. And the rewards over here are amazing, right? You can see I'm in bronze 3. Well, the goal should be for most people to try and get to either bronze 3 at least, you know, or to the bronze ones you get special summon. But the goal should be trying to get higher, like gold. For example, if you get into gold, you get legendary master memory stone, right? This is amazing. This pretty much gives you a memory of a legendary, which is going to help you with your chivalry. So trying to get to gold 5 is kind of going to be the goal for most people. It might be hard, I don't know, but this one looks really important to try and get there. So yeah, I guess that pretty much is the rest. Actually, there's one thing that I forgot. When I was talking about the forbidden dungeon, you saw that when we do the forbidden dungeon, we get a currency, right? It's called this one over here called forbidden token. There's no obvious spot of like, where is the, you know, where's the shop for this one? Well, it's in a bit of a quirky spot because, if I'm not mistaken, let me see, if you go over here to the normal shops, it's in the special shops, right? It's called special shops, and it's the forbidden dungeon shop, and this is where you can use the currency for that. And again, there's some pretty good stuff that you might want to buy, like the master memory stones, the legendary memory stones. You know, there's plenty of good stuff that you can buy, and it's pretty generous, so definitely do not miss that out. But yeah, that's gonna be my, you know, 7 things that you might have missed, that I personally missed in the game. And again, let me know in the comments down below, first of all, if there's anything that you think I missed and maybe it's not as obvious, so I can make it in the next video. And then secondly, let me know if this video was helpful, right? If it was helpful, please consider liking it, subscribing to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.
Fight with honor. Vanquish the wicked, and you may prove worthy of your legacy.